Dear students, I am going to explain you the important 2 more questions in engineering ethics. The important 2 more questions are: define engineering ethics and what are the senses of engineering ethics, what is the need to study engineering ethics, define moral dilemma and mention the situations that will lead to moral dilemma, what are the steps needed in confronting moral dilemmas, define the term moral autonomy and what are the merits of moral autonomy, list the theories about right action or what are the types of ethical theories, write the uses of ethical theories, mention the 5 widely used tests for evaluating ethical theories, state Goldberg's theory of moral development or moral autonomy, state Gilligan's theory of moral development or moral autonomy, mention the various types of inquiries, what are the 2 important versions of utilitarianism, define profession and professionalism, differentiate self-respect and self-esteem, and what is meant by consensus and controversy. The first question is: define engineering ethics and what are the senses of engineering ethics. Engineering ethics can be defined as the study of the moral issues and decisions confronting individuals and organizations engaged in engineering field. It can be defined as the study of related issues about the moral ideals, character, policies, relationships of people and corporations involved in technological activity. It can be defined as moral standards or values and system of morals. The senses of engineering ethics. They are an activity and area of inquiry resolving moral issues in engineering, moral problems and issues related to engineering, particular set of beliefs, attitudes and habits related to individual or group's morality, set of justified moral principles of obligations, rights and ideals that ought to be endorsed by those engaged in engineering. Second question is: what is the need to study engineering ethics? The need to study engineering ethics are to stimulate moral imagination, to responsibly confront moral issues raised by technological activity, to recognize and resolve moral dilemma, to achieve moral autonomy, and to engage a sense of responsibility. Third question is: define moral dilemma and mention the situations that will lead to moral dilemma. Moral dilemmas are situations in which 2 or more moral obligations, duties, rights, goods or ideals come into conflict with each other. The situations that will lead to moral dilemma are problem of vagueness, problem of conflicting reasons and problem of disagreement. Fourth question is: what are the steps needed in confronting moral dilemmas? They are: identify the relevant factors and reasons, collect all moral considerations relevant to the moral factors involved, rank the moral considerations in order of importance as they apply to the situation, find alternative course of action and discuss with colleagues, and finally arrive at the judgment. Fifth question is: define the term moral autonomy and what are the merits of moral autonomy. Moral autonomy is the skill and habit of thinking rationally about ethical issues on the basis of moral concern. The merits of moral autonomy are: it helps an engineer to improve his outlook in an appreciable manner, and it also helps him to be morally responsible in his daily activities. Sixth question is: list the theories about right action or what are the types of ethical theories. They are: virtue ethics theory, utilitarianism theory, duty ethics theory, right ethics theory. Virtue ethics theory, the basic concept is virtues and vices, and versions are Aristotle's theory of golden mean and Macitte's theory of virtue. Utilitarianism theory, the basic concept is most good for the most people. The versions are Mill's Act Utilitarianism and Brandt's Rule Utilitarianism. Duty ethics theory, the basic concept is duties to respect persons. The versions are Kant's version and John Rawls' version. And right ethics theory, the basic concept is human rights, and the versions are Locke's version and Meldon's version. Seventh question is: what are the uses of ethical theories? Or state the importance of ethical theories. Ethical theories are useful in understanding moral dilemmas, justifying professional obligations and ideals, and relating ordinary and professional morality. Eighth question is: mention the 5 widely used tests for evaluating ethical theories. Theory must be clear and logical. Theory should be consistent with its principles. Theory and its defense must rely only on facts. Theory should provide guidance at specific situations. Theory should be well matched with moral convictions such as judgments and intuitions about concrete solutions. Ninth question is, state Goldberg's theory of moral development or moral autonomy. According to Goldberg, the people progressed in their moral reasoning through a series of stages. His theory is based on the foundation that morality is a form of reasoning that develops in structural stages. The three levels of moral development are pre-conventional, conventional and post-conventional. 10th question is, state Gilligan's theory of moral development or moral autonomy. According to Gilligan, males have tendency to override the importance of moral rules and conventions while resolving moral dilemmas, whereas females have tendency to try hard to preserve personal relationships with all people involved in a situation. Also, Gilligan felt that men mostly focus their attention on the content of the problem, whereas women focus their attention on the context, that is, situation of the problem. Gilligan refers her context-oriented emphasis on maintaining personal relationships as the ethics of care and contrasts it with Goldberg's ethics of rules and rights. 11th question is, mention the various types of inquiries. They are normative inquiry, conceptual inquiry and factual inquiry. Normative inquiries are useful to identify the values that guide the individuals and groups in taking a decision. Examples: when should engineers start whistleblowing? How an engineer can protect the public safety in a given situation. Conceptual inquiries clarify the meaning of concepts, principles and issues in engineering ethics. Examples: what is safety? What is a bribe? When a gift becomes a bribe. Third inquiry is factual inquiries. Factual inquiries are also known as descriptive or exploratory inquiries. Factual inquiries are helpful to provide the facts required for understanding and resolving value issues. Example: what is the validity period of patent product? 12th question. What are the two important versions of utilitarianism? Utilitarianism states about most good for the most people. The two important versions of utilitarianism, they are act utilitarianism and rule utilitarianism. Act utilitarianism developed by John Stuart Mill, and it focuses on individual actions rather than general rules. Rule utilitarianism proposed by Richard Brand, and it states about moral rules are more important than an individual's action. 13th question. Define profession and professionalism. Professions are occupations requiring sophisticated knowledge, commitment to public good and a significant degree of self-regulation. Professionalism refers to the qualities and competencies and skills of professionals. Different views on professionalism. The first view is professionalism as independence. A professional should have the freedom to act according to one's own judgment about conduct. The second view, that is professionalism as serving employers. Professionals should serve rather than filtering their everyday work through a sieve of ethical sensitivity. 14th question is, differentiate self-respect and self-esteem. Self-respect is a moral concept and it refers to the virtue of properly valuing oneself. The two forms of self-respect are recognition of self-respect and appraisal of self-respect. Self-esteem, it is a psychological concept and it refers to having a positive attitude towards oneself. 15th question is, what is meant by consensus and controversy? Consensus means agreement. Controversy means disagreement. Consensus is a decision that is consented by all group members. Of course, full consent does not mean that everyone must be completely satisfied with the final outcome. In fact, total satisfaction is rare. When an individual exercises moral autonomy, he may not be able to attain the same results as the other people obtain in practicing their moral autonomy. This kind of controversies are inevitable, so in order to allow scope for disagreement, the tolerance is required among individuals with autonomous, reasonable and responsible thinking. Dear students, I hope you have understood all the important 2 more questions in the second unit. Thank you, dear students.